Hey guys, we are just going to do a quick little one take today because we do have COVID, And Logan, he's in the other room, but so in our last video, if you guys saw, Logan and I went on a little getaway last weekend on Valentine's Day, and Beckham stayed with my mom, and he started not feeling good that weekend. And then earlier this week, Logan and I started not feeling good as well. So I just wanted to share the whole story with you guys and let you know what's been going on and our symptoms and how we are feeling and how this little guy is doing. He's doing much better, actually. He's feeling way better than before. So I'll just go ahead and tell you guys the whole story and how it went down. So Beckham was the first one who started not feeling good. Logan and I left on our little trip last Thursday. Beckham stayed with my mom, and it was like the next day after we dropped him off on Friday that he started not feeling good. My mom just said that he was really grumpy and was running a little bit of a fever and just wasn't really being himself. And so right away we instantly just thought he was teething because he wasn't, ow, he's pulling my hair. He wasn't quite 11 months yet and he still doesn't have a tooth. And so we were like, oh, it's for sure just gotta be teething. He doesn't have a tooth yet. And so my mom just kind of treated it as a tooth, gave him a little bit of Tylenol to help with the fever. Okay, go play. Gave him a little bit of Tylenol, was giving him warm baths, and just treated it as a tooth. But over the next few days, he was actually feeling worse. He wasn't able to sleep a whole lot. He was sleeping okay through the night, but his naps were really bad, and he would just wake up crying. And then he was losing his appetite as well. He wasn't eating that much, and he was rejecting his bottles, which if you know this kid, he would never refuse his bottles. And so we knew something was up. So Logan and I got home Sunday, and you could just tell by looking at him that he just felt horrible. He was super pale and had like the really dark circles under his eyes. We got him home. He still wasn't sleeping that great, and it was really sad because I could tell he was so exhausted. What are you doing? He was so exhausted. I would be rocking him and trying to put him to sleep, and he would fall asleep really fast, and then just after like 15 minutes he would get like a really sad look on his face and then just wake up crying. So I knew he was in pain. Then that night, Sunday night, was really bad. He went to bed at his normal time and then woke up at like midnight, and he was just up crying until like 3:30 in the morning. We had a really rough night. I gave him a little bit more Tylenol, but something was hurting him. We didn't know what. It was just a really rough night, huh, buddy? And so at that point we're like, okay, this has got to be something more than just a tooth, because he was in pain and just crying and could not sleep at all. Where are you going? Okay, you can go play. So that night we ended up going to bed at like 3:30 and then waking up at 7. So we were both super tired, but I called his doctor very first thing on the next morning on Monday. They got us in at 11 o'clock. And we took him in just to make sure he didn't have like an ear infection or something else going on, because he was still running a fever. And on Monday, that was day 4 of having a fever. So we took him into the doctor, had him checked out. His ears looked fine. It wasn't an ear infection. The doctor said he also had no signs of teething based off looking at his gums. Like, his doctor said he would be very surprised if a tooth came in. So he wasn't teething. And basically had just said that he caught some sort of bug. He asked if he had been around anyone that was sick. We said no, and told us to rotate him on Tylenol and ibuprofen and just keep a close eye on him, keep him hydrated. And there wasn't a lot we could do, but we didn't really know what it was. He had just caught something. So then the rest of that day on Monday, as the day went on, I started getting a headache. But in my mind, I'm like, I slept from 3:30 to 7, like I am just tired. Of course I have a headache, I got no sleep. And had a headache basically all that day, and also started kind of getting the chills that night. Didn't really think anything of it, just felt really tired. So we went to bed, and then that morning on Tuesday, I woke up super congested. My voice was so raspy and hoarse that I almost had no voice at all. Just really congested, still had a headache, and Logan actually had a headache that day as well. So we woke up not feeling good at all. Beckham still had a little bit of a fever. Luckily he wasn't congested or anything. We just really did not feel good that day. So later that day we actually called one of the COVID testing centers, and they told us that it was better to wait until you're having symptoms for at least 3 days. And so we're like, okay, we will wait one more day. So then Wednesday came and woke up with basically feeling the same way, just really congested. Logan also woke up congested on Wednesday, and we both still had a bit of a headache. I went around Cloroxing my entire house, and then while I was eating lunch, I kind of stopped and realized, I'm like, I cannot taste my salad right now. And then I realized that I could not smell Beckham's poopy diapers either. And so I was like, oh great. Okay, sorry, had to go get a binky. So we're at the testing center. They do the little nose swab thing, which I was actually super nervous for because everyone that I had seen, they stick that thing clear up to your brain and your eyes water. But this one was actually not that bad. They swabbed our noses, said it could take up to like 15 minutes, so we were just sitting there waiting. There was like no doubt in my mind that we were going to be positive. I kind of knew once I lost my smell and taste that we were going to be positive. Logan wasn't really sure that we were going to be positive. He was thinking that we were going to be negative and we just had like a cold or something, but the doctor came back in the room and said mine almost instantly turned positive, and then we knew right away Logan's was going to be positive. His took a few more minutes, came in, and then said that his was positive. So they told us to stay in quarantine, gave us like a paper of like things to do, things to avoid, whatever. So we will be in quarantine for about 2 weeks is what they told us. And once we found out that we were positive, what? There's Logan. Tell us how you were feeling.
I didn't think I had it.
Logan did not think, even though you were congested and had a headache?
I mean, I didn't have like, I've had colds worse than this, and you know, it's that time of year. And since us just being in Island Park, I couldn't see us getting, you know, COVID really from anybody. We were snowmobiling at our cabin, and it just kind of felt like a cold. So I wasn't thinking we had it. I had to take a COVID test to go to Alaska earlier this year, and honestly, back then I felt like a little bit more sick than and I tested negative, and I felt a little more sick then than I did when we took this test. So it was like, I'd already taken a test, it was negative earlier in the year. I know I could have got it since then, but I was just used to them being like, nope, you don't have it.
Yeah, so he was like a little bit more hesitant about it, but in my mind I'm like, no, like we're positive. So once we realized that we were positive, it was kind of a scary thought, because then we're like, oh my gosh, like that's for sure what Beckham had. But they don't test on kids under 5, so there's, oh, hi Mer. So there was really no way to know, but when the doctor was asking if he had been around anyone that was sick, or, and there was no teething, no ear infection, we're like, he has to have had COVID. So that was kind of a scary feeling, knowing that he had it as well. Over the next few days, I would say we just had congestion, both of us, pretty badly, and headaches off and on. My headache hasn't been as bad. Has yours?
No.
Not as bad of a headache. And then luckily Beckham has actually been feeling much better than he's been feeling the past week. He has not had a fever now in, I don't even remember when his last fever was, probably like Tuesday. He's eating more again. He's sleeping really well. He's sleeping through the night again, and he's taking really long naps. I think he's trying to get caught back up on sleep and trying to get feeling good again. So he has been taking like 2.5 to 3 hour naps. Another weird thing that Logan and I have had is like burning at the top. It's like a burning feeling at the top back of like our mouth and up into our nose. Logan has been, did you say you were feeling like up in your nose, like a burning?
Yeah, not the top of my throat though.
Mine was my throat.
I had a sore throat back there, and then a burning feeling in my nose.
Kind of feels like a sore throat. But I knew there was like something different about it, like something, mine was like kind of up back into my throat, kind of like this weird burning feeling. And like I said, I don't have any taste or smell whatsoever. And now today, Logan is thinking that he is losing his smell.
I for sure have no smell.
Logan has no smell today. So really interesting how it's been working. We are both super congested, but luckily Beckham hasn't really gotten any of the congestion. He does have a slight cough. It's not bad, but he does have a little bit of cough. Logan definitely has more of a cough. I would say like I have a very minimal cough. Chills on and off, I guess still. Like they'll be.
Really had those.
Yeah, I kind of have the chills.
You were exhausted the other day.
Yeah, just like tiredness, like, and I think that's one of like the key symptoms is just feeling really tired. I definitely had that the other day. But the good news is we will be fine. We are staying home, and the best part is that Beckham is feeling so much better. He's acting like himself again. But we are 90% sure that he had COVID, and we had no idea. We just thought he was teething. So I'm just so happy that he is feeling so much better. We really have no idea where we were exposed at. Like Logan said, we were just in Island Park, just the two of us, just snowmobiling and at the cabin. We weren't around anyone that was sick. We don't really go anywhere. Logan goes to the shop every day to work, and that's just with his brother Casey. And then we go to like Walmart and the gas station, and that's it. We don't go anywhere. And so we have no idea where we were exposed at. We could have just touched something and gotten it. I don't know. But we are doing okay. We are just hanging out at home. Are you losing your mind? Yes. I thought Logan was gonna lose his mind the first day of quarantine.
Yeah, I want to get out of here.
We're just hanging out at home doing lots of family bonding, but it's just crazy. Our family has brought us care packages even before that they knew that we tested positive. They just knew how hard it is to have a sick baby and not know exactly what's wrong with them. And so our family has been really helpful. They've brought us stuff. It's just like it's a weird thing, and everyone's different. So just remember to keep your hands washed and stay home when you can. But we will be okay. I'm just so happy that he's doing so much better. It was just heartbreaking to watch your baby just be in like such pain and not know what was wrong with them. You're okay now though, huh? Now you're just being fussy. He is okay though, but I have gotten some messages and comments just asking how we are doing and how Beckham is doing. He's just tired right now. Huh, hi. Yeah, he's okay, huh? Thank you guys for your messages and your concerns and just wanting to make sure we are feeling okay. We will be just fine. And yeah, just want to give you guys a quick update. So stay healthy out there. He's gonna go take a nap. He's just fussy. I promise he is feeling a lot better. He just caught him at a bad time. But thank you guys for watching, and we will see you soon.